Welcome into my life. Today I wanted to talk about something that is a journey I've been on for a year. And it's what I call Body with Bear. So I got out the journal that I started working with. This is a journal that's a handmade journal by my very good friend Lizzie Dewey. And I started it last January, Body Self-Love. And because the guide for it is the bear, Body with Bear. So anyway, my actual life's work is Gene Key 34. And the Dream Arc guide for Gene Key 34 is the bear for the life gift aspect. And so the bear is very physically oriented. In fact, let me read a little bit about what it talks about. If I have lumbered into your dreams now, then if you wish to work with me, you must be ready to go to work. Your work will be on the physical plane. All other levels of reality depend on the strength and tensility of your body. Strength is about flexibility, posture, moving from your core. And Bear is actually inviting me into a whole new regime for my body. Now, of course, this is a little different than if I was on the Dream Arc and Bear found me on the Dream Arc. Then Bear would say, this is a time for you to really concentrate on your body. However, because it's actually my life's work, it gives me a huge clue as to how I am going to find my own purpose, my own self-fulfillment in this life. It's through my life's, part of it is through my life's work. And my life's work is incredibly physical. I have to be in my physical body in order for all these miraculous, magical things to happen. For me to even connect to spirit, it's going to be through my physical body. And as many of you know who have journeyed with me, this has been a very difficult road for me. I have not wanted to be in my physical body. But that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? If it's my life's work, there would be a challenge in that. There would be a challenge in perhaps I've spent many, many lifetimes before now wanting a spiritual life, wanting to remove myself from my body. And now it's time for the actual truth to come out, which is you will become more spiritually connected if you are connected in your physical body, because we live here on the earth plane in physical bodies. If I lived in another dimension where we had just floating brains, it might be a different story. But I am here in this physical body, and in order for me to get the most out of my emotional life, spiritual life, and life on this plane, I need to actually be here in this body, in as healthy a body as I possibly can be in. And Bear goes on to say, to feel strong, you must absolutely love your body and care for it. Caring for your body also means creating a balance. Too much austerity is harmful. Too much lenience is harmful. So a year ago, in January, I was led to spend an actual year with Bear on my body. Okay. Now, because the bear is a Dream Arc animal, and this is a version of a Dream Arc quest, the bear does ask for a year's commitment. Plan out a year of work in which you will commit to transform your body. You must find the methods that suit your spirit best, and if necessary, the guides who you resonate with the most. Once your body is strong, you will find that many other things in your life also come into harmony. Your breathing will be deeper, your heart will be more open, your mind will feel clearer. This is the magic of taking a spiritual approach to the physical realm. And get outside into nature. So I was led to travel with Bear for a year. And now it's been almost a full year. I have about 2 weeks until I actually wrote it down in my journal. Yeah, I wrote it down in my journal at the beginning of January. And so I thought I would do a little recap of what actually happened this year in this body self-love project, this journey, this intention. I think intention is probably the best word, because this is something that has just been, after the very beginning, when I really was journaling a lot about it and really setting up my year, after that, it was just a kind of a chord in my life that was just playing. And every once in a while, I would look at the bear, or I would work a little with the bear, or I would remember about the bear and the emu, who is the vision key, and about how physical they are. And then I just had this low-lying intention to really embody my spirit, and embody my spirit in a healthy, vital, loved human form, my body, right? So I think in this video, all I want to do is tell you about the things that actually occurred during this year to utterly transform my body experience. And I will begin with the first dream arc animal who came along to help in this quest. There have been quite a few, but the first was the flying fish. So the flying fish is the dream arc animal for the fear key, that is addiction. And it is, the flying fish is the fear of never breaking free. Gene key 24. And, I've had an eating disordered eating for so very, very, very long, my whole life. And that fear of never breaking free is real and alive in me. And the flying fish helped me to understand that I can break free. I can break free. And I can change my perspective. And I can look at everything from a different point of view. And that I can lift myself out of addictive patterns. And so the flying fish was very important at the beginning of this journey. Okay? And I moved on to other dream arc animals. At that time, my guardian was the raven, and the raven was just picking apart all these rotten, shadowy areas in my life that needed cleaning up. And I traveled for 40 days with a robin, and the robin led me to travel with the beautiful energy of Merlin, the wizard. And somewhere at the time that I was actually probably even journaling in this particular journal, I was at a coffee shop with my husband, and I was journaling. I was writing in this great big book, and in comes a dog, and it's a beautiful red heeler, and he's just slim and elegant and long-legged, and he has a gorgeous tail. So often their tails get cut off here in this country, which I am very much against. Anyway, this beautiful dog comes in, and I'm looking at him, and I chatted up the owner of the dog while she was waiting for her coffee, and I said, "Oh, you don't happen to be planning any litters of puppies that are like this beautiful dog, do you?" She said, "I actually have a litter right now." And she said they're not going to be ready till the beginning of March. Is that right? The end of February, January, February, yes. And I said, really? Tell me more. And that is how my new dog came into our lives. And his name is Merlin. Yes, named after the wizard that I had been traveling with. And Merlin, the reason that Merlin is in this story is because he is probably the most important way that my spirit chose to help me become embodied in this body and become healthy. In order for me to be able to live with this creature, this very energetic, very delightful creature, I have to use his energy up. I have to give him opportunities to explore all of the world and use up all of his puppy energy, right? So 2 walks a day, 2 games of ball a day, moving all the time in order to keep him out of mischief. I have now, in my daily life, it's turned to snowshoeing, which is even harder than walking. So I used to walk a mile a day. Now I am snowshoeing a mile a day. We're still on the same track. I do one direction, one in the morning, and the other opposite direction, a little bit different path in the afternoon. And I'm up at dawn. I see the sunset. It's outdoors. It's fully in my physical body where I am sweating at the end of the snowshoe walk, and it is enlivening my body back to the time, probably the time when I was still a child, when I was always moving. As a child, I was always moving, except when I was reading. I will give you that. That's when my mind was moving. But in general, my body wanted to move a lot. And we lived on a 100-acre farm then. And I was out and about all the time and always moving. And the dog has brought that back into my life. So he has been the number one way that Bear has engaged an outside influence in my life in order to help this intention to come about. Pretty amazing. Now, that's probably a number one thing that's happened this year. And he's going to be turning a year old in 4 days on the New Year's Eve. He's a New Year's Eve baby. So anyway, that's number one. Another thing that I did, I was still working with Haley as my guide. And so another thing that I was just doing kind of like as a trickle in my life was self-love. And at about August, I shifted my guardian in the dream arc from the raven to the lion, which is all about loving self-acceptance. So that is very definitely has been in the background of the whole year. I believe that the whole gene keys and dream arc are all about loving self-acceptance and all about loving yourself so much that you can now step into your own higher purpose, right? But without that self-love, is very difficult to step into that higher purpose because you don't even recognize it, because you're not fully who you are, because you've not allowed yourself to love yourself fully as who you are. And that may or may not make sense to you. And some of these things that I talk about are only felt experiences. And yet I can give you the hope that yeah, they are around the corner. Keep working. Keep doing it. Keep doing the work. So another way that I was worked with my body this year, or actually this one was more the psychological aspect. So I was working more with my emotional body and my mental body and getting that more into alignment with working through this book, Eating in the Light of the Moon. And it's all about using archetype in order to understand the dynamics of disordered eating. And that is something I really needed because I have had disordered eating since I was a teen. And understanding it from that point of view, the psychological, and so that brought the emotions and the mental together in this psychological format in order, and all through archetype, which of course is my big thing. I love archetype. All of that really helped me to understand the dynamics of when I overeat or when I binge or why I'm binging. And I'm able now, I even found an app that helps if I want to, if I find myself in a situation where I want to binge or something, I can talk it out on the app and feel supported. And I did that book with another friend, Lizzie Pickles, who we were able to Voxer back and forth and talk about which chapters really hit home and which chapters were kind of like, yeah, that wasn't such a big one for me, and how it was playing out in our lives, what the results were once we finished the book, that kind of thing. It's really helpful, I think, to have someone else with you. And I was still working with Haley at the time, so I also had a guide that I could come to when I had a breakthrough or when I had a trigger or all of that kind of thing. So that was very important as well. So here I am working. I have not actually gone in and journaled since that first month or so, couple of months. I think I moved right into working with the robin, and I was doing the 7 sacred seals and really exploring other avenues and allowing that field of the bear energy to just be there throughout the whole year. And as the year went on, I'm trying to think if there were any other key points that happened. I'm thinking not. I think Lizzie and I finished the book sometime in the summer. I finished working with Haley sometime in the summer. And then I spent a lot of time integrating the Golden Path. And then I moved into doing some really beautiful art projects, utilizing AI to really understand the gene keys more. And I just recently had my birthday where I did a series of these AI-generated art about the bear. And so that also brought the bear energy back in. That was the end of November. And that brought the bear energy back in. And then I know that throughout the whole year, my whole eating has shifted simply because and I talked about this in the last 2 videos I made, had shifted in the time that I ate. And then, of course, my whole habits of walking at dawn, being outside more, playing in the dark with the dog and seeing the moon, just bringing in all of these natural rhythms into my life, and then finding the perfect time that I like to eat, and then learning to love the body that I already have, including all its aches and pains, including all of its squishiness and extra lumps and bumps and extra skin tags, and learning to love just exactly who I am right now. That has just been going on quietly in the background, moving through. And every time I get up on camera to talk, I'm able to talk about it, to let you guys know, yes, I'm still doing it. It's still there. And then I had the breakthrough. And this choice to go to the plant-based eating is, you already have heard about that if you've listened to the last 2 videos, so I'm not going to go into that right now. What I'm talking about now is this is a direct result of the body with bear and this exercise that I've been doing all year, and now I'm going to have a foundation of foods to support this beautiful body as it continues to move in this physical realm that we live in. And so now I have the eating down. Granted, it's Christmas. Did I eat sugar? Yes, I did eat sugar. Did I go overboard and eat too much? Actually, no, because I am getting to the point now where my body is getting more and more refined, and I can read it better and better. And when I eat something that doesn't agree with the body, I listen. I don't override it too much. I'm never gonna say never. I don't override it too much, and I allow, yes, sugar really interrupted my sleep last night. I'm not sure I like that. But those brownies are really, really good. And it is Christmas time. But I didn't sleep as well last night. That's an interesting thing to note. So I need to write that down, So that's the kind of conversation I have with myself. And so I really didn't go overboard. And so I have this. This is a result of my Body with Bear year. It's almost like this is the graduation. This is the prize at the end. This is the result of the intention. This is the physical, real world result of the intention. Okay. Now, my life is not perfect. My body's not perfect. I have a nerve in my back that something happens, it gets all tight, and it actually hurts my hip, one of my hip replacements. And it must be a nerve because it can't be osteoarthritis because I have a fake hip, right? So I have made a doctor's appointment to go talk to somebody about maybe getting some physiotherapy. I've been working, as if you heard my last videos, I've been working on getting my digestion, my fiber better so that I am more regular in my bowel movements, which is primo. That's working really well, except when you eat too much sugar. That's an interesting thing to learn as well, as long as I look at it from an objective point of view. Don't get all involved with oh, you ate sugar and now you can't poop. You bad girl. Yeah, I could do that. I have done that in the past. But that's my bitchy Gertrude talking. And, I don't think I want to listen to that shit. What I do want to do is listen to my body. And when my body says, yeah, you ate sugar and this is the result. Okay, what are you going to do today? What's your choice today? And so my choice today is not eat so much sugar, because I really like having regular bowel movements. I can't even tell you at 68 years old what a delicious thing that is. So, I know, TMI. The other thing I need to talk to my doctor about is my pelvic floor and making sure I have a good pelvic floor health. Because, my snowshoeing isn't doing anything from a pelvic floor. So, what do I need to do to improve that so that I can go into this next decade or two of my life with a better health in that area? How's that? So that's another thing. Going to someone to help me to have a better, more healthy, more grounded body, So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that there was. Certainly when I was traveling with the Scorpion, there was a lot of discovery about letting go of what other people think about my body and what I put into my body. That was very helpful in this beautiful year of Body with Bear. And so hello, thank you. Now I'm moving into a new year, and I don't know if Bear is going to ask me to spend another year with him or not. For some reason, my guess is no. That doesn't mean I'm going to drop everything that I learned. No, that means that Bear trusts that this energy that I have so beautifully cultivated through this whole year is going to stick with me. So Bear's energy doesn't need to be with me all the time, even though in truth Bear's energy is with me all the time because it's my frickin' life's work and my brand. But in a way, what this means is that Bear, as my life's work, feels like I am maybe living up to her beautiful inner strength energy, right? That I now have the tools, because this is going to take, I just barely started plant-based eating. And then any kind of help I get from the doctor about my pelvic floor is going to take time. So both of those, we've got another year before we even see what the results of those are going to be, because this plant-based eating is, feeding my gut flora, my good gut flora, and replacing all the bad gut flora. And that then can help me release all the toxins that I've been storing up from all the bad years of eating, right? When I was binging, because of course I didn't binge on healthy foods, I binged on crap foods. So when I was binging, I was putting chemicals into my body. When I was binging, I was putting sugars and fats into my body. When I was binging, I was putting all sorts of crap into my body. So all of the trapped crap, all of the trapped toxins are still in my body. And now I have a way to very gently, very quietly, just let them be sucked out of my body little by little with this beautiful plant fiber that I'm feeding myself. So this will be another year, but it doesn't have to be traveling with Bear per se. And in truth, Bear's already handed over the reins to Raccoon. Raccoon, I already know, is going to be traveling with me for a year. And Raccoon's word is equilibrium. So this year is about balance. So balance, as applied to my body, will be a whole other thing to look at, won't it? Balance as applied to my body. Equilibrium. Yeah. And then just patience. Patience. Yeah, I have, if you haven't already heard it, there's a podcast out with Haley Curtis, Activate Your Higher Purpose, and we talk about our words for next year, and I have 4 of them. One of them is equilibrium, the other is patience, then I have ease. So ease and patience will be very helpful for me this year, as well as I explore the word bliss. That's my 4th word. And then I'm traveling with duck. And duck is the vision key. And the duck is the vision key for bliss. So that will be interesting to explore. But I thought I would take this time just to show you how powerful it can be to travel with an energy for a whole year. And then to really see what occurred this year that's the fruition, that is the fruit of traveling with this. And it for me, I love the dream arc, so I travel with animals and that archetypal energy. I think what you might want to take away from this, and of course everyone's going to take something different away, because you are all on your own journeys. You are all at certain places in your journeys. And so I said a lot, and you may take one little thing that I said and run with it, and that's awesome. And what I would love to have you take away is actually a clue from line 6 in your Gene Keys chart, if you have any line 6s. The way that line 6, the power in line 6 is through something called trickling. And so trickling is just this, it's almost like a little teeny stream of water And over time, think about that, that little stream of water over time wears into the rock, doesn't it? Wears away the rock. Just a little trickle wears it away. And that's what happened this year with the bear. The bear gave me the intention up front. I wrote a lot about it. I was given guides. I was given the flying fish. I was given the robin. I was given my own dog. You know, I was given a friend to travel with this with. I was given a guide. I already had Haley. I was given a book that inspired me to go into plant-based eating. All of these things came because I was open to the trickle. I was open to the trickle of information because I had set this intention of a really embodying my whole self into this physical vessel and making sure that this physical vessel was in shape for all that I want to happen in the future, right? And it's ongoing. So my trickle is still there. I didn't dam it up somewhere upstream. It's still going. But I don't need to have Bear walking along with me at the moment, other than the fact that I am walking the bear. I am inner strength. That's my life's work. Every single one of the keys in my whole chart comes through my brand, through my life's work, through this inner strength. And it's not something I personally can see, but I am assuming you guys can see it. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for joining me, and have a happy new year. And I will see you in 2025. Bye-bye.